My name is Paige. I've been here since May of 2020, and maybe like some of you, I had no insurance experience before I got here. I actually quit my job, moved across the country, and then COVID happened. So I was in the job force when a lot of people were starting to be laid off, a lot of businesses were shutting their doors. I was applying and applying and applying, and the only companies that would give me a call back were insurance companies. So I thought maybe there's something to that. I had no intention of going into insurance. I didn't think it was sexy at all. But you know what? It's all I could do. It's the only interview I could get. So I figured I would give it a shot. Thankfully, I landed here, and I've been here over 5 years now. I cannot imagine life any other way. And going through that interview process, I had a lot that jumped out to me, mainly core values, right? A lot of companies talk about core values, but those who actually walk the walk are separated from most of the others. And if you've talked to anybody who's been here for any period of time, we can basically recite these from memory because we talk about them all the time because we believe what you focus on grows. So I'm going to go through some of my favorites here. You can see them on here, and they are all non-negotiables. And what we find is it's very simple. Those who can do this business, those who win here, in other words, are ones that align with our core values. Those that don't are the ones that might be missing one or two. So if you can align with these, you're going to be successful here. It's not a matter of if. First things first, relentless pursuit of personal growth. You got to be willing to grow here. And the reason is we all understand that where we are right now is a result of the decisions that we've made up into this point. So if we want to get here, we got to grow, right? We got to grow ourselves. We got to put ourselves in a position to make different decisions that are going to give us a different result. And you do that through developing. We read a lot of books. We talk about growth a lot. A lot of us do all sorts of things on the outside to help, whether it's exercise, whether it's 75 hard. We do all sorts of things to push ourselves out of our comfort zones to become better versions of ourselves. And yeah, that helps our bank account, that helps our business, but it also helps our relationships, it helps our communities, it helps our kids, it helps our families. It bleeds into every aspect of life. So we're really big on this. It's important. If you want to succeed here, you have to be willing to grow. Additionally, we work as a true team and strive to be a positive influence. That's our culture. You plug into any of our team calls, any of our team chats. It's encouraging, it's uplifting. You can reach out to anyone here and they're going to give you help. Whether you're on their team or not, whether they make a dime from your activity or not, you're going to get the help that you need because that's just what we do. We help each other grow because we all rise together. The next one, we act like owners because we own it. You are essentially starting your insurance business if we move forward. And we say that because whether you want to be an insurance agency owner or you just want to be an agent by yourself helping families and making a little extra income, either way, your name's on it. So that means that we look for people who are self-starters. If you can get after it, if you can look for the help, if you can seek out your own growth, if you can put yourself in a position to win, if you can take responsibility for your own success here, like an owner does, you're going to succeed. Okay, so we look for those self starters, those who are disciplined to work the schedule that they set. Because I'm not a manager. Tom's not a manager. Bridget's not a manager. We're not here to micromanage and make sure that you're doing the things that you said you're going to do. That's going to be on you. But we're going to help guide you in the right direction if you ask for the help. My favorite one at the very bottom is we have fun, we get stuff done. That's Tom's favorite too. We do a lot of silly things here. Any conference that you go to, you're laughing just as much as you're getting empowered. And that's just because we don't take ourselves too seriously, but we take our business very seriously. So if that aligns with you, then you're in the right place.
Yeah, love it, Paige. So, guys, in terms of, what do we do? What do we help people with? And we do help people. Our core product is mortgage protection. That's a simplified form of a life insurance that's designed to pay off the mortgage or a big chunk of it if someone in that home passes away or gets a disability and can't work. So, in terms of need, right now in the US, there's over 131 million households. Most of them, about 70%, need two incomes to support the budget, right? Keep everything going month over month. So, what happens in a home that needs two incomes to keep everything running and one income goes away suddenly due to a death or a disability? Well, if there's nothing set up to replace that lost income, that house is going to go back to the bank in a foreclosure because that becomes a math problem, right? And banks don't wait, they don't care. They just want their mortgage payment. So we have products that can help prevent that. Um, what about things like GoFundMe's, right? We see those all over social media too much nowadays because that's somebody that's either experienced a loss, maybe they got a dire diagnosis, and to add to all of that stress, they have to go on social media and ask for help financially. So again, we have products that can help when life happens. Um, Final expenses, right? Burial costs. But we also have products that help people start a retirement plan, grow it when the market's really great, but protects it if the market goes south. We have products that can help people pay down their mortgage and all their bills in 9 years or less without spending anything more than they're spending right now. So we have all kinds of products that can help anybody that a baby that's a week old, all the way up to somebody who's age 89. As far as I can tell on this call, we all fall in that category. And so I say that to say, guys, if you're human, this can help you. This isn't solar panels. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but my point is what we do can impact families for generations. And you can make a great income doing it. And straightforward speaking, there's not a lot of opportunities where you can really, really do good and make a great income. In fact, right now, there's over 53 million Gen Z and millennials that know they don't have enough life insurance. Most people have work insurance. Work insurance is great, but it's temporary. When you leave, it leaves. So, what we do is help people financially protect themselves, their families, and any of future generations. So, again, what we do is critically important.
And how do we help those families get protected? We partner with over 50 top-rated insurance carriers. And the cool thing about this is all the insurance providers on this slide have, for the most part, created some sort of product for us that's special to the cemetery agents. It gives us a leg up on the competition. They're all, for the most part, instant issue, instant approved, and instant commission as well, which is really, really cool in this industry. American Amicable has been a partner of ours since day one. They're they're amazing. F&G Annuities and Life has been here for about 6, 7 years, but last year in September, they made a huge commitment. They became a financial partner of Quility because they saw how we were disrupting the industry. And they said, hey, we want to help add more fuel to the fire here because we see what you're doing and we see where you're going. And we want to help you do it faster and cleaner and better than what you're even doing it right now. And I think it's unheard of that an insurance company invests in a company like Quility, and it helps all the other insurance companies that you see on this slide. So it's really, really unique, and it's a complement to what we're doing with Quility and Symmetry as well. Mutual of Omaha's been around forever. United Home Life is right here in my backyard in Indianapolis. And if you look up in the top right, you see the Gerber baby. Who knew the Gerber baby sold life insurance? I didn't know that until I got here. And it just reinforces what Bridget said a second ago, where we're able to help every single human from day one to age 89. And we do this in a unique way as well. We get to listen to what the client can qualify for. We get to help them find the best coverage that they qualify for at the best price. And we're really truly putting the client first. And we're not putting a square peg in a round hole. We're not a one trick pony. We're not, you either fit in this product or you don't get anything. That's not what we do. And it's it's the core of what we believe in as well. And Paige is going to talk about how we're 15-0, undefeated.
Undefeated, back to back, world champs. Now, a couple things I want you to take away from this slide. We like to show off our growth because we're proud of it, but also we want to show you just what's been happening. Okay. First of all, understand, started in 2009. Our founders were insurance agents for years, even decades before that. So we've got a lot of experience coming into this already. And since then, we're not still figuring this out. We're not still a startup. We've got a system that works. It's duplicatable. It's extremely efficient, and it's designed to help us continue to scale. So just know that we're not still like a rocky ship trying to get our bearings. We've got a system that works. Second of all, what I want you to take away from this is look at what's happened since 2009, just in general as a country. We just got out of a housing crisis. We went through a recession. We've had a pandemic. We've had multiple elections. Most companies kind of do a little bit of this, right? Maybe a little bit of this, but we've just continued to grow. And the reason for that is insurance is the most stable industry out there. I got a degree in accounting and I thought being an accountant meant I was in a recession proof industry. But what I didn't realize is insurance is even more recession proof because it's recession growth. Just in my time here, being here in 2020, I've been able to see my own agency grow every single year and the company as a whole. So if you're looking for an industry that's not going anywhere, it's been here for 100 plus years, it's going to continue to be around for 100 plus years, then you're in the right place because when the economy is good, business is good. When the economy is great, business is great. When the economy is bad, business is still good. That's just how it works here because insurance is a non-negotiable for people.
Yeah, guys, and as Paige mentioned, because we're one of the oldest, most stable industries out there, we do tend to just move forward no matter what the economic climate happens to be doing. And I don't know about anybody on this call, but I've been in an industry where it was very, very, would mirror what the climate was doing. And you always kind of were nervous about that. But here, it's going to move forward. And so here, the more you work, the more you make. Guys, you decide that, not somebody sitting behind a desk deciding if you get the promotion over their friend, or maybe you finally get the 50 cents an hour raise. Like, oh, here, you truly have control over and you can decide what you want to make here. The bigger piece is always, okay, great. We can always make more money, but we can't make more time. So the symmetry system is built out and designed, and they keep innovating with technology to help us do more in less time. And that second point, that turnkey business model, that's the sales system we talked about earlier. We have a 15-year-old proven sales system that accounts for all different backgrounds, all different industry. So what does that mean for you guys? The opportunity with us is the same for everybody on this call. It doesn't matter if you've never been in insurance or in sales. If you can follow a roadmap, a playbook, be coachable, it could potentially be a good match. Um, what I hope you're really starting to get a feel for, though, is the culture of symmetry is really what makes us different. You have to care more about the families that you're helping out than a commission, if that makes sense. Because if you do that, you're going to make a bunch of money by doing the right thing. Right? It's a little thing called karma. So Paige is going to break down what that actually means in terms of money in your account.
Yeah, so let's talk part-time, full-time. Now, a couple things to first of all understand, these are not quotas. These are not requirements. This is just what the average agent is doing based on the activity here. Okay, so part-time agents, you can dedicate 15 to 20 hours a week here. This is going to be what the average agent's making. So look at to the right here, you see the 1200 annual premium volume. That's the case size that we get paid on, which means the average client is paying $100 a month for their policy. That's what that means. Now, part-time agents are helping 6 families a month. So we're going to talk about that equation at the bottom, but look at this, 80% contract level, meaning you're going to make 80% of this 1200 right here. So what the carrier does, most clients pay monthly, but what they do is they're going to pay you in advance. That's what this 75% means. So out of the 1200, you're making 80% of that. And the carrier is actually going to pay you 75% of that in the first month. So client pays 100 bucks, you're going to get a big fat deposit like they paid for a bunch of months in advance. Okay? So here's what that looks like. Now the remaining 25%, it shows up in months 10, 11, and 12 of the policy year. So you're still getting that. It's just going to be when the policy's been around for a few more months. So let's look at the math. 6 families helped a month, 6 place sales at 1200 each means 7200 in annual premium volume. 80% of that means your commission on it is $5,760. Now you're getting 75% of that in the first month. So let's look at just the advance earnings for the year. That's $51,840. If you just continue to help 6 families a month, every month, that's going to be what it looks like for you. Now, that's not all, right? We get to factor in the remaining 25%. So that shows up as $69,120 in total first year compensation for someone working 15 to 20 hours a week. Now, I don't know about y'all, but when I saw this, I was a little bit shocked and excited because I had never made more than $40,000 in a year working full time. Not a dime more. So when I saw I could make a lot more than that working part time, that had my ear, right? That caught me paying attention. But let's look at what full-time agents do. Then this is going to get fun. So let's look at what a full-time agent does working 35 to 40 hours a week. So if you can come in here and dedicate those hours, I don't care if you're also working somewhere else at the same time and you want to do both. I don't care if you're a full-time parent like me, also doing this full-time. Doesn't matter. If this is the hours that you can put in every month or every week, this is going to be what the average agent is doing. So same thing, 1,200 in annual premium volume, 15 to 20 families a month is what they're doing at a full-time rate. So you can see it starts to get a lot of momentum very quickly. Now check this out, 95% contract level. We get promoted here fast. So you can actually earn a 5% raise every month your first 3 months here just by hitting the guideline metric that we have. And you'll hear all about that as you continue your onboarding process. But if you hit the numbers that you need to, you're going to get a 5% raise. Do the next month, another 5% raise. Next month, another 5% raise. And you can keep doing that all the way up to 130%. So if you're working these numbers here, you're going to be at least 95% contract level at this time. Okay. So let's look at what it looks like from there. Same carrier advance, that didn't change. So let's look at just 15 families protected every single month at 1,200 each. That's 18,000 in production that you did all by yourself on your own pen. 95% commission means that you're taking home $17,100 of that. Not too shabby, right? Let's look at the 75% advance though. So just the advance commissions that you're getting every month for an entire year, that totals $153,000, almost 154. But let's look at the rest, right? You get to factor in the remaining 25% of your commissions earned. That's $205,200 in first year compensation. Now, I don't know about you, but when I saw this, I thought this was no way true. Like, there's no way people are coming in here without any college degrees, without any experience, without any background, and able to earn six figures, multiple six figures in their first year here. But I was desperate. I didn't have a job. I didn't have anything lined up. I couldn't get an interview anywhere else except for insurance companies. So I thought, okay, fine, I will give this a shot. I'm going to prove you wrong. I'm going to do what you say. I'm going to do the 15 to 20 sales a month because I want to see if this actually works. That was my mindset. So that's what I did. My first full year here, I was able to do the 15 to 20 sales a month every single month. Guess what my bank account looked like? I was actually pretty shocked. I didn't think this was going to work. My accountant called me and asked if I was doing something illegal because my income jumped so drastically in a year. So I know it works because I did it. Tom knows it works because he did it, and I got to watch him do it along the way. So if you're wondering if this is doable, ask yourself, are you willing to dedicate 35 to 40 hours a week to actually do the activity, follow our system that we have, place your 15 to 20 sales a month, impact 15 to 20 families, and this is going to be what you look like. And this is just after the first year. So if you're willing to do that, then this opportunity might be for you. On that note, before I pass it off to Bridget, because she's going to talk about the fun stuff, here's my question. That's just you by yourself as an agent. So people ask us, like, do you have to have a team here to make any money? And the answer is no. That you can do that all by yourself. That's how that number is calculated. But if you like the idea of passive income, if you like the idea of having a massive agency with your name on it and eventually not having to meet with clients anymore, you just get the passive income side and have that real work-life balance, Bridget's going to talk about that opportunity.
Yeah, thanks, Paige. And guys, to Paige's point, that's just as an agent. And Paige did all of that. And what she, the thing she did at the same time was this, what I'm going to talk about right here. This is the vision of our company. This is the real legacy type of building that you can do here. So you have the ability to come in and build a business within the company. The cool part is We help you train them. We have all the systems in place. So it's like being able to own a franchise without all of the massive franchise fees and royalty fees and all of that. So here's what it looks like. When it's yourself and just five other agents, and you submit a target of business 90 days in a row, very, very achievable targets, you become what's called an agency owner. So what does that mean? Well, you contractually own this business entity. You have your income that when you're out helping families, and you also have that passive income Paige talked about in the form of what we call a spread. Because every time you hit a target of production, you get promoted. It doesn't have to go to the hiring committee and, there's three people, going for one position. No, you hit the target, you get the promotion. So as you're going through the promotion levels, you're automatically getting paid on the business that you were going to write anyway, just more of it. So now you have the override. You name beneficiaries to your agency. So God forbid anything happened to you, your beneficiaries would get the income from your agency in perpetuity. Guys, this is like if you were at Allstate and if the top Allstate agent passed away, I mean, they might send the family flowers, but make no mistake, that book of business is going to the next Allstate agent, right? Symmetry said no. If you put in the time and effort to build and mentor your team, if anything happens to you, that income should go to your family. Somebody just has to get their insurance license. So this is, again, true legacy type of ownership. So let's look at what the numbers look like. And this, guys, is for an average agency owner. This is like a first year agency owner. So that top line, that's you as the agent. So you place 15,000 a business, that's about 12 families a month. You figured this thing out. Remember, now you're at 105% commission because you've gone through those promotional targets and you get your advance. That's at 75%. That's the amount we get right away, whether or not that family has paid month one. So that's where the 11,812 comes from. That middle line, that's your team. So you can see very, very conservative example. They place 35,000 a business. That 15% you see there, that's the spread. That's the difference between where you are and the average of your team. It could be higher than 15%, but again, we like to use very basic examples. 15% times your advance, that's the 3937. The bottom line there is those two added together times 12 months. So first year on the advance side as an agency owner, 189,000. Now that other 25%, that residual or back end money, that hits in months 10, 11, 12 of the policy. So you add that in. So first year earnings as a brand new business owner, 252,000. Now guys, again, this isn't one or two people doing this in Symmetry. We have right now 500, well, we just added, I think, seven more according to our national call. So 507 agency owners. The majority of us came from zero insurance background. Paige became an agency owner in 13 months, Tom shortly thereafter. So this is what's possible here. This is what will allow you to have an amazing income and be able to take a vacation and not have it all be on you. Take a vacation, come back with more money in your account than you left. Again, this is true legacy type of ownership. You work somewhere else. So many people work decades for a company and they passed away. Maybe they get a little pension or retirement. That's it. This is not that. This is the opportunity that you have in front of you.
And let's look and celebrate some of our top performers from our national call just last Wednesday. Look at this. This is our top 10 new writers. These are people, agents that were just like you. They were on a call like this. They've got licensed. They're going through. They've gone through some of the training programs. They're starting to help families. And as you're looking at these leaderboards, what Symmetry recommends as a new agent at the 80% contract level, anytime you see leaderboards, just divide the number in half, and that's generally what would be deposited into your bank account during that week. So if we look at Diamond Riley, she wrote 7,417 in APV, annual premium volume. Divide that in half, that's 3,800, probably even closer to 4,000. Think about this. What would it look like for you? Put a yes in the chat if you think 3,800 to $4,000 would look good in your bank account after your first week of helping families, still trying to figure out this, still trying to figure out what's going on, how this works, maybe feeling uncomfortable, maybe feeling even unsure at that point, what's going on. Yeah, making $4,000 really helps, right? And then you go into the top 10 producers in the company that week. The only difference here between the new agents and the top 10 producers is time. These agents have been here a little bit. They've figured out their calendar. They've figured out how to help one more family a week or a day. They've really, truly got their schedule kind of honed into what they need to do and become really efficient in the process at the same time. And let's look, for example, Mr. Sean Hogue at number 6. Um, he was a school teacher. He was making about 40, 50,000 a year helping, develop other people's kids while they drop them off at school, right? Sean just graduated to the 125% promotion category. So he's actually making more than what he submits. So think about this. He probably put $17,500 into his bank account that week, which, if we're doing some quick math, that's almost half of what he made in a year as a teacher in 1 week. Are these video game numbers as they look? I know they look like video game numbers, but um, are these probable when you start out? No, maybe not. But they are possible, and it gives you hope. It gives you something to look forward to. It gives you some drive to become better and do this more efficiently because this is possible for every single one of you on here if you follow the system and really, truly, truly lean into your mentors and learn and grow and just help one more family a day and a week, and it's possible. And I get to give Paige a little bit of a hard time here because there is no other person that I know that takes advantage of these incentives more than she does, and she'll tell you why here in a second.
I just like free vacations. Does anybody else like free vacations? Put a yes in the chat if that's you. Listen, like I said, I didn't have any insurance experience. I didn't even know the difference between life and health insurance before I got here, to be honest. So I was totally lost when I was sitting in your seats here. But what I knew is I liked the income, right? I liked being able to make 6 figures in my first year without knowing what I'm doing. I like being able to do this from wherever I wanted, in my house, at an airport, in the car. I've helped people in the Costco parking lot before, like you name it, I've probably done it. Loved all that. But what really sold me, you guys, was the opportunity to go on trips for free. That was really it. So, my first year here, I was able to earn 3 incentive trips. And that's because the carriers that we work with have contests that you can win that take you exactly like you see pictured here to really cool places. So I was able to win 3 of them my first year, having known nothing about life insurance. So I got to go to London with Mutual of Omaha. I got to win actually our Symmetry did a destination trip, which we do every year, and I got to go to Cabo for 5 days. Never stayed in an all-inclusive resort, never went to Cabo, got to do that. And then I also won another smaller contest that we did to a beach house in Georgia where I got to hang out with some really cool people on the lake for a couple of days. So just my first year, I was able to do that. And so I'm asked a lot, like, okay, well, do you need to like be, here for a while? Do you need to have like a giant team to do this? And the answer is no. The carriers want to reward you for putting in the work. They want to reward you for writing business with them. They want you to keep writing business with them. That's what earns them money. So if you can qualify for what they have, and all the contests are different, some are top 10, some are top 20, some are top 30, just kind of depends on what they have. But if you qualify, you and a plus one get to go. My next year, I got to go to Cabo again 2 more times. I went like in September and then I went again in December. That was nuts. I got to go stay at a Four Seasons in Whistler, Canada with one of our carriers, Americo. I also got to go with Americo to Riviera Maya, Mexico. That went down there. I went to Whistler in December, went to Mexico in June, and then we're finding out at the end of this month if I qualify for Iceland, which is going to be in December coming up. So again, I just like going places for free. I like to travel the world. I like to see really, really cool spots. And again, I don't want to pay for it. So if that's you, this is just another perk on top of what we're already doing here.
Yeah, honestly, you guys, the first year and a half, I was like, where's Paige? Just couldn't keep track of her. But again, if you like to see the world, it's a great way to see it on the insurance carriers. So guys, we talked a lot about the mentorship, the 15 year old proven sales system we have. We also have this platform called Summit. And this platform is really, really cool because it has interactive role plays, it has videos, it has flashcards. The thing about Summit is it's self-paced and you only move forward when you're ready to go to the next step. Because we all learn differently, right? I mean, some people pick up concepts like, not me. I need to watch something, I need to take notes. So you can do that. It's available 24/7. If you're a night owl, early bird, hop on. You can go back. Once you complete a step, it doesn't mean it's locked out for you. You can go back and review, take notes, call your mentor. I can't tell you how many times I've hopped on the phone with a new agent. It's something really small that they're either doing or not doing. We fix it and off they go. So the reason this is so effective is it's designed with the individual learning style in mind, right? What a concept, rather than a big group training. So this platform here has cut the learning curve in about half for new agents.
And now one of the funnest things to talk about because leads are what makes the insurance industry go round. And when Symmetry was founded, the founders committed to putting that time and money balance back in our power. And what they do with this is they committed to invest 40 $30 million a year into these lead generation techniques. And it really, truly, truly does allow us to find people that are already interested, right? Anybody, quick raise of hands. Anybody ever done cold calling, knocking on doors, done anything like that? Can we all agree it sucks? It's cold outside. It's either hot or people are cranky, and it's a really, really tough way to go about generating appointments. And right now we've got over 1 million leads in the system and not enough agents to go help them. So it's a really cool position to be in. And there's also three ways that we find clients here as well. One is the warm market solution. And this is really, really just kind of makes sense. You're telling people what you do, how you do it, and how you can help them. And it's not like super invasive. This is not a company where you have to have 250 names of your closest friends, families, and coworkers to go stalk them to, sell life insurance to make your business grow. No, we want you included in the family gatherings. We want you to be an asset to your family. 91% of Americans are underinsured, and all you're doing is telling them, this is what I do. If you can let me know if you hear of anybody that needs some help with insurance or mortgage protection, let me know. It's super simple and it makes sense. We do have a social media planner. It's called Social Q. It's also free to agents. It is a way to generate massive free leads because we have the posts, we have the engagement ideas, we have all of this. The it gives you the scripting on how to go about doing this. There's a lot of people that are generating a bunch of free leads through social queue. And if social media is your jam, that's awesome. Have at it. It's well worth it. Um, but the one we're going to land on here at the end here is the warm inbound leads. This is the $30 million investment from Symmetry because they believe in us as agents and they want us to have that work-life balance. These are the highest quality leads out there in the industry. They're coming through direct mail pieces. They're coming through call-in campaigns that a Symmetry agent developed. We're also getting them on online requests from Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, on the internet as well, you name it, all kinds of ways. But what it means to you is this: there's no upfront marketing costs for you to grow that business like you saw in the numbers prior. You don't have to build a sales team to do that. Everything's right there. And with Symmetry investing $30 million in the leads, you only have to cover about 30% of the cost. And that's anywhere from 40 cents to $40, just depends on how new the lead is. And I want to reinforce this very clearly. You are not forced to buy leads. This is not a company where we hire you, then we go find we hire you, we charge you, and then we go find leads. No, like I said, we have a million leads. We're just looking for agents to go work them. And I will say this, the average agent that's investing $400 a week is putting 10 grand back into their bank account. That I'll sign up for that 10 ways till Sunday every week, and I have since I started. And Paige, let's talk about some switchboard and automation, my friend.
So we like to work smarter, not harder. That's the big theme here, right? Helping you earn more money in less time. So we actually have a platform. It's called Switchboard. And basically what this does is it manages our leads for us. Like Tom said, you got to have people to sell to or else you're not going to make any money. How you find those people is totally up to you. But when you have them, you put them in here. You can dial them from here. When you book appointments, it sends them automatic text reminders. You can also set them up in a text campaign where it's working for you while you're not. And you can manage your leads in a lot of different ways. So when I first used this, I got like 6 hours back in my week. That's huge. That's like a full work day for a lot of people. So I was able to really automate my life, really manage things in one central location, and it just keeps getting better and better. So cool thing here, this is free and it's exclusive for Symmetry agents too. So something we're really pumped to be able to share.
Yeah, so guys, we mentioned in the beginning, if you're not licensed in life insurance already, anybody we move forward with, you need to get licensed. Insurance is highly regulated. But before we kind of go over the steps to that, I want to kind of take a pause, do a pulse check. Um, we mentioned we can't hire everybody. We spend a lot of time with new agents helping you get out of this, whatever it is that you want. So if you like what you've heard so far and would like to be considered for next steps, if you would put a 1 in the chat now. That'll give us a sense of who we're potentially moving forward with. So 1 in the chat now to be considered for next steps. Now, as we mentioned, anybody that we move forward with getting licensed, good news is it's 3 easy steps. It's a pre-licensing course. You take the exam, apply through the state. All in, it's anywhere from a $200 to $300 investment. Then you're fully licensed, and that's yours to keep. Now, the pre-licensing class, we have a huge discount that takes that to about half. That part, guys, should only take you about 10 to 14 days. We've had people get through it sooner. I had a guy get through it in 2 days once, but he said, look, I'm out of work. I got to get going. So 10 to 14 days is average. Some people do that much sooner, which is usually the people that want to just get going and have that momentum. That course has a 97% pass rate. But here's what I'll let you guys know, which I wish I'd have known when I studied many years ago. You only need a 70 or better on the state exam to pass. So that can take the pressure off. The modules, the tests, the quizzes work very, very well to prepare you. So what happens next? Anybody that put the 1 in the chat, we hop off and kind of, circle back and see what our next training class is looking like. If you've been selected, you will get a text letting you know that we have sent an onboarding application to your email. And we will set up a one-on-one phone call with you to answer any additional questions that you have. The onboarding application only needs to be completed to 30%, which at that point, it should prompt you to reach back out to one of us. But if you don't see it, when you're at 30%, what you'll do is text, whether it was myself, Paige, or Tom, back at the number that we sent you the link to hop on this call for and let us know, hey, I'm at 30%. And then we'll schedule a time to hop on a phone call, answer any questions. And if it's a good mutual fit, the goal will be to get you started right away.